Welcome to the Granite Zero podcast. Are you having a good Sunday?
Yes, good so far.
Good so far. Like you just said before we hit record, cheat day. So all the biscuits.
Yep, chocolate digestives. And then ice cream later.
Oh, I love it. I was going to say we could steal something from Sunday brunch there. What's the king of the tin? What's your go-to biscuit?
Oh, chocolate digestive. Yeah, just basic.
All day. My missus made a batch of cookies the other day, homemade cookies, but they came out sort of like a hobnob. It was like a milk chocolate chip hobnob she made somehow. I don't know how she did it, but I was like, these are amazing. And I went back to go grab some more, and the eldest, she had eaten a lot. They were all gone. I was like, brilliant. So I'm the one that's going out to work all day, nice. And I come home and there's no biscuits left. What is going on?
Yeah, my son's got into baking lately, and he baked some Mexican wedding cookies, which I've never had before, and they were really good. Yeah, like these little things with pecans in.
Kids are brilliant, aren't they? The things they come out with and do. Like I've said a few times on the podcast, because basically the reason why I started the podcast was to aid in my, you could call it a recovery, is to aid with my mental health issues that I've got. And my struggle was I never could talk about stuff. So I started the podcast, and one of the main things that I've got for me, I'm not sure, it probably could be the same for most parents, I guess, but they're like my shining light. They're my canary down the well, as it were. They're the ones that keep me going. What's going on now? Got technical difficulties already. Oh man. Pause.
Oh, I think that
was me. I think that was me.
You're back.
It's my internet. I'm down in the shed, so my internet likes to pick and choose when it's good.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was saying, my kids are like my canaries down the mine shaft. They're my shining light. They get me out. Don't know if you feel the same with your boy.
Oh yeah, and my dogs.
And the dogs. Yes.
My first dog, Dexter. He's off. That was one that was on my lap then. I've had him. He's 11 years old now, but he was like my first baby in a way, my firstborn, even though he's a dog. So
baby.
Yeah, he was with me through some really crappy times of my life. I always called him my happy pill.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you tend to find that a lot of people said similar things when it comes to dogs. I love dogs. Unfortunately, I've got a cat who makes me work for her affection. She's a pain in the ass, but nah, she's a bit of a fur baby, you might say. But something about dogs, they know.
Definitely.
They just, I found with a lot of veterans and people that suffer with different sort of PTSD type mental health issues, that they get dogs, or they get assigned a dog and things like that, because they're just little fucking stress relievers, aren't they? They're brilliant.
They are, and they sense you as well. They know when you're not happy, and and that you need them. So yeah, they're amazing animals.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing I definitely have to talk to you about, and that's obviously tattooing and being a tattoo artist. Obviously, that has got to be one of the things that we have to bring up. So, I'm guessing you've always been into art, as a collective. So, what sort of got you on that sort of path to becoming an artist?
Well, I come from a big family. I've got 4 sisters and 2 brothers. So, two older sisters and an older brother, and then 2 younger sisters and a younger brother. So I was right in the middle. I was like I went through hell as a kid, basically,
I
being in the
bet.
position I was in. So I took to drawing to kind of escape, I think. I mean, I don't know. I was young when I first got into it, but I used to draw so much that my stepdad would bring home that really old-fashioned printer paper, you know, that was, it had all the holes on the sides
Oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
green lines and stuff. He would bring that home from work because they couldn't afford drawing pads all the time for me because I'd go through them like every day. So I would have that, or my mum would buy wallpaper, old wallpaper for me to just draw on the back of.
Oh,
So
amazing.
from a young age, I was really, really into art, obsessed with it. And my mum would show me things like Salvador Dali, and then I got into H.R. Geiger or Giger, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. And then yeah, I just loved art. And then one day I saw I don't even remember where the magazine came from, but it was a magazine, and in it was a photo of this woman stood by a motorbike, and she was wearing really low cut skinny leather jeans and like this little crop top, and she had these tattoos, and I just saw her and thought, fuck, that is the coolest girl I've ever seen in my life. I want to
Yeah.
look like that. So literally the next day I designed a tribal tattoo. I went to the local tattooist and got my first tattoo, and I was 14.
14,
And
bloody hell.
14,
Yeah.
yeah. I was working in like the local kind of alternative metal shop.
Got you.
So I knew everyone in like in the tattoo scene and like the music scene in where I live in Swindon. So yeah, it wasn't really an issue getting a tattoo done because I advertised them as well because I didn't really wear much clothing when I worked
Yeah.
in that shop, so everything was on view. But yeah, so I got my first tattoo, and it was like, wow, I can make money from art if I did this. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the dream, to just do art for a living somehow. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they told me where the door was. They were like, nah, we don't want to train you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nah, not
yeah. They were like,
bloody
nah,
hell.
if we train you up, your competition, we don't want or need that. So no.
That's amazing how certain people think. Like, I've always been in the mindset, like when I've done different styles of coaching, whether it was personal training or football or basketball or anything like that, I've always
Yeah,
wanted the people that I'm coaching to become better than me, because
yeah,
then it shows how good I was as a coach. It's like, look, I introduced that person to tattooing or art or even say being a guitarist or something. And it's like, that's a bit of me there because I train them up. But some people are
yeah.
like, no, I ain't training because then you'll be better than me, and I'm not having that.
Yeah. Well, back then as well, there weren't really female tattooists around. I mean, there were, but not like now. It was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
completely different industry back then. But yeah, no, I kept trying and trying. And I went and did my diploma in fine arts when I was living in Australia. And then it was actually in Australia that I got the opportunity for an apprenticeship. So
Oh,
I
brilliant,
jumped on it.
brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
because my cousin did a similar sort of route. He was my cousin. He's always been, well, he's always been the best artist I've ever seen personally as a like one-to-one. But he was more of an animator. His cartoons and things like that he drew, I was in awe because I'm a complete retard when it comes to drawing. My hands don't work. I've got all these ideas that go in my head. Can I put them onto paper? No, but he's brilliant. He's brilliant with his artwork, and he just didn't seem to get that step into becoming an animator. And he's now a tattooist up in I want to say Newcastle, but I could be well wrong. But yeah, it's like that's like a stepping, like people that can draw tend to like, ooh, I could probably do something with that.
Yeah.
Or it goes horribly wrong where they think they can do it. And it's like, oh, I'm not holding a pencil. I'm
No.
holding something that vibrates. He was saying
Yeah.
that he gets a lot of like issues with his joints and things from holding the, is it a needle? I might be wrong. Is it a
Machine.
needle? We'll call it the
Machine.
machine. Yeah, from the vibrations and things. Is that something that you've ever had an issue with?
No. He might still be using like old heavy coil machines.
Oh, possibly. Or it might be just he's
Yeah.
really weak.
It could be.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the weakness.
Yeah. He's got tiny wrists.
Yeah, probably like really limp wrists.
Yeah.
His boyfriend would be really happy. So you lived in Australia for a bit?
Yeah, I lived out there for 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Completely different completely different, I'm guessing, from over here. I've never been.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. But I got really homesick. I mean, when I first moved out there as well, I stood out a lot because I was heavily tattooed, and girls out there weren't really heavily tattooed back then. So I'd go to the beach or something and I would just be stared at. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's completely different. But yeah, when I
Yeah,
moved,
I agree there. Like previously, back in like the noughties and that, it was like, oh, she's got a tattoo. She's going to be a rock. Stay away from her. And now it's like normal, except it's normal, whatever normal is. But you tend to find like normal girls with quite a fair few tattoos now. It's like
it's so accepted now.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I love tattoos. Always have done. I've got 4 myself. I've always wanted more, and it's addictive, isn't it? The feel of it. Definitely. Like I'm a complete wimp when it comes to pain. Like, but there's something about being tattooed. It's quite relaxing. I find.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can get your head in the zone, then you're all good.
Yeah, definitely. And I just like the different meanings behind, like the heartfelt stuff that you can have put on, or things that mean stuff to you, or just whatever. You know, it's just a way of expression, and I like that.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're covered in tattoos, so it's a brilliant way to express. Did you find though that, like, growing up with having all these tattoos, that people tend to shy away from talking to you at all?
No, because I mean, when my first like lot of tattoos really were all tattoos that I could hide.
Got you.
So none of them were massively visible. Like I had the tribal piece that went all around my waist and then part up my back. I had this little tribal piece here. So everything was stuff that was hidden. And I'd have to literally show off if I wanted to show off.
Oh, if you wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until I became a tattooist and realized I was good at it and this was a career for me that I started to get more visible tattoos. But it was a while before I got my like hands and my neck and stuff done.
Yeah.
Whereas now a lot of people, I mean, we get people come into the studio and they don't even have a tattoo and they want their hand done or their neck done, but we won't do that for them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you tend to find, like, is there anything else that you wouldn't do? Like, say someone said, "Oh, can I get my name tattooed on my forehead," or something like that?
Yeah.
There's certain things that you go, "No, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my name to that," because obviously that's someone having a tattoo is wearing your art, isn't it?
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, I've got a reputation. There's one of my clients, Andy. He's always making comments on any of my social media posts about the fact that he never gets what he wants when he comes in to see me. But like, yeah, I mean, you know, I remember one guy came in to the studio and he was like, "Oh, you know, I want to get tattooed by you. Here's my ideas." And I was like, "No, they're shit." And he was like, "Oh, I heard you do this, so I brought backup ideas." I was like, "Oh my God, I got a reputation." But no, like that's the problem. A lot of people, the clients that come into the studio, they'll come in because they've seen something that somebody else has got that they like, or they'll have ideas, but they don't know how to put it down because they're not an artist. So that's my job. So I'll, you know, if they come to me with somebody else's tattoo, I won't do someone else's tattoo. I won't copy other people's work. Everything's custom in my studio. So I generally will say no to most things that people come in with, but then I give them like a design that's for them, that's based on stuff. So they end up with a better tattoo that's even more meaningful.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Like I said a minute ago, I get all these ideas in my head, but I can't write them down. So having a tattoo artist where I can say, look, I would like this, this, and this. Is there any way you could put that on paper, and I would like it in this place? And the last tattoo shop I went to, I was like, can I get this and this? And I showed them the design. They went, yeah, I'll just do that. It's like, well, I got this one off the internet though.
Yeah, no, that's bad. We don't do that. We don't have
that. Yeah, that's that one there. That was the one that's like off the internet, which is your bog standard. You just Google that. Yeah. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think to me it's exactly what I wanted, because that's what I Googled. But in comparison, this is the one that my cousin done, which is my regiment tattoo, which is completely his design. So it was a lot better. I said to him, basically, my regiment's nickname was the Rock Apes. What can you do with that? So he basically drew an ape on a rock, but made it look good. In my opinion, it's good anyway. But that's the sort of thing where it's like, well, I kind of wanted you to have. I thought you'd be thinking out the box, but I say grew up. I used to watch those, like, is it Miami Ink and LA Ink? I used to love those because they would go in with these ideas and they go, well, I'm not doing that. This is what I think. And that's so much better.
Oh yeah. That's really good. I mean, they were all really good artists on those shows. Unfortunately, since those, like the newer tattoo shows that are around, I don't rate them at all. I don't rate the artists. I don't like the shows. I mean, I've been asked a number of times to be on them, and I've said no. I won't. I don't want to be associated with that, because I think it's not shining a good light on the industry. For example, that show Tattoo Fixers.
Yeah, I was about to say Tattoo Fixers.
Horrendous. I mean, I'm known. I specialize in doing cover-ups. I have people travel from all over to come and get cover-ups done by me, and I do them well. And I know that in 6 months' time, because that's another thing. Tattoos, when they're fresh, you can go over a black with a light color and it's all fresh because that pigment's sitting on the top. So it looks great in photos for the internet. But I know I'll see things like that and think 6 months' time, when that's fully healed, that's going to look like shit.
They never take.
Swear on here.
Yeah, of course you are. Swear as much as you want.
So I swear a lot. So I forgot to ask that before.
So do I.
But yeah, so I see a lot of, like, and on that Tattoo Fixers, there was they were stealing designs from really good artists. They were going off saying, I'll design something for you, and they were actually stealing designs from well-known tattoo artists, and it ended up being a case of the program had to pay people under the table, because
plagiarism.
Starting to look at taking them to court for copyright of their designs. So I mean, you get shows like that, and I have no respect for them at all, or the artists on them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because I started watching it a few times, and I was like, for one, the people that are on there anyway, they've got the shit tattoos. It's like, well, why did you even think that was going to be good?
Yeah.
And two, I don't know, it's something about them. They seem very smarmy and arrogant, and they're not.
It's egos.
Not my type
There's
of
a lot of egos in the industry, unfortunately. Big egos. Yeah. But a lot of the tattoos they were actually doing on there ended up looking worse than the original thing that they came in with.
Yeah, definitely. The other one I don't like is it Tattoo of Us or Just Tattoo or something like that?
Yeah, they've asked me, I think, 3 or 4 times now to be on that show.
Them. It's like, why?
No, I cover that stuff up. I don't put that on people.
Yeah. It's like, you guys have got that done. Now you're going to go on Tattoo Fixers.
Basically, yeah. It's a joke. It's really, and I've got ideas for tattoo shows, but they're not interested. Yeah. They just want to do these crappy shows, which put the industry in a bad light.
Yeah, and it's they tends to be the same sort of people that go on them, and it's The only way I could, the cunts. There you go. I said it. But no, they've gone from the good shows like we mentioned a second ago, LA Inc., Miami Inc., and I think was there a London Inc.? I can't remember. It might have been Manchester or something.
Yeah,
like
there
that.
was a London Inc. for a short time.
Was it Ricky Hatton's tattoo artist was on there? I believe. I can't remember. But they were good. I used to enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
Because they also showed them training up apprentices and things like that, showing them how they go through, and it's like, oh, that's really interesting. Not that I could ever do that, but I'm interested to watch it. And it was, why they got to have knobheads drawing penises on people? It's like, what? I used to do that at school with a marker pen.
Yeah, on the desk.
Yeah. But am I right in saying you were was it Tattoo Artist of the Year? What year was that? Award-winning
Tattoo Artist of the Year.
I might have just made that up. That might have been absolutely bro science.
Oh, no, I've been nominated. I've been nominated a few times for Tattoo Artist of the Year. And I've been in the top 3. But no, I'm in a book, top 15 female tattooists of the world. Which was,
look at that.
Yeah, top 15 females in the world, which was like amazing. Yeah, I've been on like magazines, Tattoo Masters magazine, which, you know, you've got to be a really good tattooist to get on that. So yeah,
there you go.
And I've won lots of awards.
Award-winning, that's what I meant, not Tattoo Artist of the Year. Definitely made that one up, but I've given it to you, so there you go, winner. I have noticed though you're wearing a red coat.
Yeah, red coat apparel.
Shout out to Smudger. I had Smudge on the show, the owner.
Oh, did founder. You? Tell him to send me more stuff. It's been ages.
Smudge, you're listening. I know you're listening, Smudge. You need to send more stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll do more photos for him then.
Yeah, definitely. He'll love that. And also, talking about art still, considering I can't draw, I love art. His artwork that he has with the red coat apparel stuff, I said it to him when he was on the show, how more original it is than other people, like other veteran companies. So most veteran companies will have like a skull with an Apache or something. And it's like, oh, all right, cool. But he's got all these different ideas of going back through the history of violence, as he likes to call it.
Yeah.
And there's so much more out there. And it's like some of his designs and that, I'm like, oh, I'd love to get that tattooed. But he's got one of a red coat soldier that's stabbing someone with a bayonet. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got some amazing designs. And I really like how all the colours he uses are quite muted. They're not bright in your face colours.
Yeah, definitely. I love all that. Love all that.
Yeah, I'm honoured to wear it because I'd say about 70% of my clients are military or ex-military. So, you know, I've got a lot of respect for you guys.
Yeah, you tend to find that that squaddies do like their tattoos.
They do, and they're a good laugh.
Yeah, which is a funny thing because obviously in the Queen's regulations it states that you really shouldn't have them. But obviously everybody does. Everybody's got tattoos in the military. I think it's more relaxed now. It's got to be covered. You can't have them on your hands and what have you. But so many of the lads that I served with were literally covered, literally. Like it would stop like on their neck, and that was about it. Because obviously the neck's showing and not on the hands. But yeah, it's always been a big thing. I think it started like mainly in the Navy, I believe. The Navy used to have loads, like the anchor and
because they would travel.
Yeah, because there's lots of different hidden meanings behind some of the older tattoos, isn't there? Like the anchors and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always learning, which I love. And I had to go to a hospital the other day to A&E because I stabbed myself, and the guy that sticks. Huh?
How'd you stab yourself? How'd you stab yourself?
You know what? It's going to sound stupid, but apparently it's a common thing, so I don't feel so bad. I was stabbed. I stabbed myself with a knife when I was trying to stab the avocado pip. I missed the pip and just went through my hand.
As you do.
So I had to go, as you do. So I had to go get stitched up. But the guy there was he was from Ireland, and he was talking about tattoos and how back originally in Ireland it was the women that tattooed. It wasn't men. It was it wasn't like it was women were trained by their mums how to tattoo, because they would tattoo the tribe's logo onto the husband, so that basically at war, if he was killed, they would see the tattoo on the body and know where to send him, what tribe to send him back to. So that was, I never knew that. That was a real nice thing to learn.
Yeah, because tattoos have obviously been around since fucking ancient times, like the Egyptians and all that used to have it all done, and the Mayans. So, but when you think about it, how much? Like, have you ever had done or seen the one in fucking, where is it, Thailand, where they do the hammering with the needles?
Yeah.
That just looks like it really hurts.
Yeah, I've not got one of those done, and I don't really want one. But
how are you going to do that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a massive stick with some needles and ink in it, and I'm going to hammer it.
That's originally how they started.
Oh, I know, that's
crazy. You know,
Japanese
it makes me... and that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's also it's amazing, isn't it? The different things with tattoos, because obviously it can be gang related as well. Like if you go back to like the mafia and things like that, and the yakuza that are covered in certain tattoos, it's like, and then when you're in prison, different tattoos on your hand, teardrop. It's like, wow, you can learn a lot about people by their ink, but you can also make a lot of assumptions about people with their ink. Which goes back to my original thing about, did you have people that were a bit standoffish with yourself? But you said that more within your circle, it was sort of all right, wasn't it? Like you said, you worked in like a metal shop. Is it a metal shop, you said? Alternative rock.
Like alternative. Yeah. I mean, like when I was in Australia at the beginning, I was an assistant manager of a restaurant out on the beach, and I had a t-shirt, like the restaurant's t-shirt on, and this bit of tattoo showed up out from the sleeve. And I remember one guy grabbing me, like grabbing, saying, and pointing at my tattoo, saying, "Is that an invitation?"
Oh,
I didn't handle that very well.
How did you handle that one?
I told him it was an invitation for him to go fuck himself, and I got into a bit of trouble for that. But
well, would you respect? That's not.
I know.
On. You don't just go around grabbing people.
But I found that a lot back in, a while back. I used to get grabbed a lot. Like I would be out at a bar or something, and guys would just grab my arms to look at my tattoos, and it's like, you're physically fucking touching me. Like, what are you doing? Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no need for that. Is it? Like, you could go up to a girl or a pretty girl and say, "Look, I've noticed you've got tattoos. Can I have a look at some?" I'm sure you'd go, "Well, yeah, that's why I've got them for you to look at." But don't need to go and fucking. Don't be all handsy, mate. Come on.
You'd be surprised how handsy people can be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Not that I've ever witnessed this personally, because I can't grow a proper beard, but people with massive beards as well tend to find, they go, "Oh, can I stroke your beard?" Like, why is that a thing?
Well, that's like the opposite of guys grabbing a girl to look at the tattoos. Girls are grabbing guys and just groping up the beards.
Big old bushy beard.
I have friends say they feel violated by girls when they're out because they just grab the beards.
Yeah, well, some blokes take a lot of time and effort to groom their beard like properly, don't they? They have like beard straightening,
the oils
and the oils, and you get some chick with their sweaty palms. Oh, get off! I'm not a dog. Fuck off! Oh, but yeah. Is that an invitation? Does it say, "Please grab me" as a tattoo?
Yeah.
Definitely not. But yeah, going back to my point about people's like sort of assumptions. I've done it before. There's a guy that walks around the site that I work on, and he is literally head to toe tattoos. Like his face is completely covered with some sort of pattern. I don't know what it is. I'm sure the guy's a lovely bloke, but I haven't gone out of my way to go, "You all right, mate? How you doing?" Because he seems like, it's like, oh, he seems a bit of a ruffian with all his tattoos over his face. But that's just me. I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure. I'm sure he's probably a fucking decent bloke. They probably have some stories to tell. But it's one of those. I don't know if it's the way you're sort of brought up in modern society to go, oh, he's tattooed his face.
Yeah.
So, but that actually goes in my head. You know, it's like that's somewhere where I probably would never think to get a tattoo would be on my face.
Yeah. What I mean, talking about growing up, like my son, he's 8, and you know, I think he's going to be like a great person when he's older, because like being around me and my husband and stuff, he's around a whole kaleidoscope of different types of people.
Yeah.
And how that, like, within a very kind of eclectic industry, you know, the music for my husband and the art from me, but then he goes to conventions with me, so he sees people tattooed and pierced and looking crazy, you know. And a lot of kids out there that are brought up in just a you know, bog standard home, parents working in offices, and you know, things like that. If they see people like that in the street, they'll stop and stare and point and things like that. Whereas my son is just like, it's normal to him. So he's got no judgment. Yeah, there's no judgment. Yeah,
I love that. I try my hardest to bring my my daughters up that way. My daughters are the kindest, most gentle little souls you'll ever meet. They are lovely. But they have these little moments.
Kick ass, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. My eldest, I've teaching her a few techniques for like jiu-jitsu type techniques, and her rear naked choke that she can do is lethal.
Nice.
She was messing around with her granddad. This would have been literally last year. So it was my birthday. They were messing around on the sofa. My father-in-law is a Liverpool fan, and he keeps trying to wind my kids up because obviously we're Man United in this family. So there's a bit of rivalry, and he was winding her up, and she managed to sneak around and got his back, and she sunk this rear naked choke in, and you could see the panic on his face. And I was like, Jess, you need to let go. That's your granddad. But yeah, they take no shit, but they are the youngest definitely takes no shit. She has all the sass you'd ever see from a little person, little mannerisms and all that.
Nice.
But again, they're lovely. Like they'll go and if they see, it's hard for them at the minute. Like like I mentioned, we went for a walk, and there's a few kids that are playing, and they are itching to go and mingle.
Yeah.
And be kids and go and play in the sandpit and kick a football about or whatever. But yeah, I try my hardest to be a bit more, that's a good word, eclectic in terms of what they see and who they see and what is like. If just because he's got like I was saying, just because he's got a tattoo on his face doesn't mean he's a bad person, and things like that. But it is difficult. Like when I was growing up, my parents sort of frowned on tattoos. I have no idea why, but they were like, well, you can't have tattoos. Well, I can. I want one.
Yeah, my dad said only prostitutes and hookers get tattoos when I pointed one out on a woman when I was young.
Brilliant. Yeah, similar sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I disappointed him.
Hey, guess what, Dad? I'm neither. I'm a success. But yeah, it is a strange one, and I still find it strange. Like I was reading because I'm the site manager now of where I work. But this is and I was going through the SOPs that we've got, the standard operating procedures, and I flicked through one page, and it was dress and how to be presented. They're security officers, so they're going to be in suits anyway. But it says something about tattoos in there, like are they appropriate and incorrect place. It's like, well, why does that matter in this day?
Yeah.
It's
Doesn't affect your
2021.
work.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't mean he's not going to be any more efficient than Joe Bloggs over here because he's got a tattoo of a swan. I don't know where swan came from, but you know what I mean. It's mad though, isn't it? But you're saying your husband's a musician, is that I'm correct in that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
He's Ryan McCombs. He's a singer of Soil, and he was a singer of Drowning Pool as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he's done a lot of tours in Iraq, like doing shows out there and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but tell you what, it's better than the shit that we had when we were out there. We had like I swear it was K-pop or some shit, but it was like some sort of. It was awful. I was like, what is this? Why are we getting? It's like you go over and you see the Americans, and the Americans have like all sorts that come over. They
have decent rock bands.
Yeah, rock bands, stand-up comics, all sorts that come out there, and we get like someone that's done Eurovision or something. It's like, oh, brilliant. Although we did have Daniel Craig when I was out there. We had Daniel Craig, and he gave us a special screening of Skyfall when that first came out. That was the last time I was on tour, which was good because I like a bit of James Bond. I'm a bit of a geek like that.
Yeah,
definitely. But so you also, I've noticed, I did do a little spy through your Instagram. So you do like to keep fit a little bit, smashing out the fizz.
To be honest, this lockdown, this last one, I've just lost my motivation at the moment. I do Ring Fit with my son, but like, I think the weather's. Yeah, the weather's not good because I was out running and stuff before. And,
I was the same. Like the first lockdown, I was smashing the fizz. I was out in the fields behind, doing all sorts, wearing my weighted vest, doing some workouts. This time, I'm like, oh fuck it. And I looked at myself in the mirror the other day, and I was like, oh, uh-oh. No wonder my suits don't fit. But
no, I've still been eating healthy and everything, but I just haven't been exercising as much. But we're coming into March, so the weather's going to get good, and hopefully gyms will be opening again shortly. And that's more my thing. I was swimming 3 times a week with my son and my sister, and then I'm more into weights than cardio. I hate cardio.
Same.
So I miss all the weights.
Definitely, and I'm the same. Like I do a outside boot camp I'm one of the trainers there, but give me the gym anytime. I'd prefer to deadlift God knows what weight rather than go, Tommo, you're going for a run today. I hate it. I hate running. I'm not built for running. I'm the shape of a wardrobe, so I'm not built for running.
The only cardio I've ever really enjoyed was when I used to do jiu-jitsu with Gracie's. So that was great. That was good cardio, but I was also learning to kick ass. But
you're learning to kick ass, great cardio, and what a lot of people don't realise, you're carrying other people's body weight on you as well, and you're trying to move them around. So especially if you've got someone bigger than you trying to train. I did last time I did any rolling, I did it with again a friend of mine, and he is at least 20, possibly 30 kilos less than me. And this man pretty much raped me. There's me trying to, I was trying to, like, I know you're not supposed to with jiu-jitsu. I was trying to use my strength too much because I knew that I'm stronger than him in that sort of aspect. I can lift more weight, that sort of thing. But because of his technique and the way he felt at least 40 kilos heavier than me. So really? I was trying to lift him up and I'm like, this guy why is he so heavy? Humbled me. That's the only way I can describe it. He humbled me.
I used to get into trouble a lot, actually. My trainer would say, like, when I'm in it, all my technique goes out the window and I just become violent. I was like, well,
I think you need to take
yeah.
You should do Muay Thai instead.
Oh, I did. I was doing that because I have a couple of friends here that I went to school with, Fisher Brothers, and they're like insane in that, and they've got their own club here. But my problem is I'm a southpaw boxer, but I'm right-footed with kicking, so I couldn't like. They had a lot of issues with me, so I just stuck with boxing. Yeah.
Oh, so you box as well?
Yeah, I haven't. I used to train a lot. I was doing all of those sports, and I was actually going to train to fight, but one of my trainers put me in hospital during a sparring session. Huh?
That was nice.
Yeah, he was an asshole. He wanted to give me my first black eye. He didn't succeed. He just gave me concussion and whiplash. But
oh, nice.
So I ended up I had to go to hospital, but then it was my son's reaction when he saw my face, like all kind of smashed up and stuff. So I realized then it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean there.
Yeah, I trained to the point that, if I need to, I can kick ass. But that was enough for me. But I've got my son. He's doing jiu-jitsu and karate.
I think that's a hell of a base. I think jiu-jitsu. I'm going to try and I've done a little bit with the girls. I'm not exactly any sort of expert at all. I know a few techniques and a few things through close protection, that sort of thing, that I know different locks and things like that. But it's something I want them to do. But they're very girly girls. They like their gymnastics, they like their ballet, they like dance and things like that. It's like, well, I need you to be able to protect yourself for when I'm not there.
Jiu-jitsu is the best thing for girls.
Definitely, I think so. I totally agree. My niece is got chimp strength. Like we went on holiday and I was messing around with her, throwing her about the swimming pool and that. But she's like a little chimpanzee. She's ridiculous. Strength that she's got, and she was getting me in all these different. It was lucky that I'm a lot bigger, so I can literally just shake her off, get off. But she was like. I was like, if you get me in this armbar, I'm going to be in Struggle City. I'm going to be tapping. And there's no way I'm tapping to a 14-year-old.
Where my son trains, one of the instructors there, his daughter is in that class as well. She's only little. She's I think she may even be a year younger than my son, and she whoops his ass. And oh God, it's so funny to watch because he comes out all disheveled. like you just got your ass kicked by a girl.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for him to get back to that hopefully soon.
Yeah. I was going to say, how are you dealing with the lockdown stuff? Because obviously you can't work.
No, I mean, I've always, when it comes to finances and business, I've always been very good with that side of things because my dad was so bad. So having him as an example of what not to do I've always kept myself in a good position. So I'm okay during this, and it's just boredom.
So you just bored. I was going to say, so you've managed to. So obviously finances are fine. So you've got time to just do you really.
Well, I mean, I'm loving the time with my son and my husband and the dogs, and I've got my art studio out back, so I'm painting and
awesome.
doing things like that. So I'm keeping busy, but at the same time, it's like I've always been a workaholic to the point, like just over a year ago, my accountant told me I needed to slow down and have a holiday because I just don't I don't stop.
Don't stop.
So it's been really hard for me in a way, like. I've kind of lost my energy a bit because I've got nothing to do.
Yeah, I get you. My wife is in a similar sort of situation with that, where she's a hairdresser by trade, so that's her artwork, you might say. So she's to be fair, she's actually really shit at it. But I'm not going to tell her to her face. But yeah, she's sort of lost her mojo a bit now because she's been out of work since December. Well, she was back in December. Now she's out of work again. And
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, you excited if they lift these lockdown regs and you can go out and do some bits and bobs?" And she's like, "I'm not really itching to go back yet. I haven't really got my mojo." So kind of need you to go back though, because can't just live off my wage at the minute. But
yeah,
she'll get there. She'll get there. But yeah, it's like I can tell that she is itching for sort of adult company, because every time I come home, she's in her bog standard "I'm going to annoy you to get attention" mood. Like she likes to do scare cams and things like that on me. I've got a 5-minute video of her doing different scares that she's done throughout the year, which was actually quite funny. But it's like she's just like, "Oh, I need the attention. Give me some attention. I've been with the kids all day." It's like, "Oh, I get it. I've been at work all day though, so can I have 5 minutes?" Or it's a difficult one, because
yeah,
I think it'd be worse. We would be a lot worse if I wasn't still working. Like, luckily, I need to go into work. That's a thing that I need to do, because I'm technically a key worker. But if we were both furloughed in the same house, I think we would drive each other mad. I think.
well, that's like me and my husband have been, because he's a musician, so he can't tour. He's been very
Must be
restricted.
itching.
Yeah, very much so. But he's been writing his book, and he's been writing new music. And
I was going to say, is he using that time to write new material and other things?
Yeah, they're working on a new album, so that's good. And he's finished his book, so he's working on getting a literary agent for that. And so he's
awesome.
kept busy,
Awesome.
but we're in the same house around each other.
Yeah.
Well, I married him because he's a musician, so he goes off on tour for months at a time, and I have my space.
It's like, "Hey, give me my space." What do you mean? Well, you're not supposed to be here. I find that I get that, right, but back in normal fucking reality, and if the missus is saying she's going off to see her mates or whatever, and for whatever reason that's cancelled, it's like, oh, that's annoyed me now, because I thought you were going out. This was going to be my time to play Red Dead Redemption, drink all the beer in the house, have some Tommo time, and you're now here, and now you're going to get annoyed because I want to watch either the football or play Red Dead, and you're going to annoy me.
It is hard.
I feel your pain. I've just released my book. I didn't do it through a literary agent or anything. I did mine through Amazon, which was quite easy. I got mixed reviews, shall we say?
Okay.
But it was a process, because it was going through all the different factors that sort of went into my mental health issues that then came to the forefront. And it was a journey, we shall say, that we're still going through the podcast and things like that. But actually seeing my work in a book was something that I never thought would ever happen.
Big achievement.
It was, and for me, it was a massive achievement for me. I'm quite badly dyslexic, which I didn't find out until I was at college. Everybody at high school just thought I was fucking stupid. They were like, "What?" It's like, "What is that spelling?" It's like, I don't even know, that sort of thing. My handwriting was terrible and all this. But it was like, when I was away on tour, I'd write things down in a diary and things like that as best I could. So I managed to take all that out and managed to put it into a nice book, which was quite funny, because one of the lads from where I work read it, and he came up to me and went, "Tommo, it was a good book, mate." And I was like, "Oh, it seems like there's a but then." He went, "Yeah, there's no pictures in it." I thought you military guys have like photos from like your tours and things like that on there, and I was like, well, I can put them in, but I've got Instagram and Facebook for that. Surely you can just look at it on there. This is the story. It's like, is that all the fucking feedback you're going to give me? You could have had some pictures in it. It's not a fucking picture book, mate. Is that anything you've ever thought about doing?
A book?
Yeah, like a little biography of your life or anything like that?
I've thought about it because I've had an interesting life. But a lot happened. But it's just, I've started writing it as well a couple of times, but I just haven't. I don't know. I need to get my head in it to actually sit and write it.
But actually being that, right, let's get down to it. Like, I found it a few times where I'd write a couple of chapters and then I'll be like, I don't know what else I can put in this. And it's like, and then I'd go away, I'd leave it for a couple of days, and something would like I'd talk to one of my mates, and they'd go, oh, do you remember this? It's like, oh, hold on, let me get my phone out. I need to put that in my notes. It's like I forgot loads of different bits, and then they would all just come back. Yeah. Definitely. So you said earlier that you're living in Swindon. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. I
was born in Swindon. There's my claim to fame.
You were born in Swindon?
I was, yeah.
Whereabouts?
It was St Mary's Hospital, which used to be the RAF hospital. It used to be a military hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now. So basically, my dad was based at Bryce Norton, which I believe is Oxford area, isn't it? Yeah. So we lived around there, and the closest military hospital was in Swindon. Yeah, which is quite funny because for years, my brother's a fucking asshole. For years, he told me, my mum's Welsh, basically, right? So he told me for years that I was Welsh. He told me I was born in Cardiff. This is before I had my own passport, and I was on my dad's passport back in those days. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
So yeah, I thought for years that I was Welsh. I was born in Cardiff. I was telling everyone I'm Welsh. Used to support Wales in the Six Nations and things like that.
And you were born in Swindon?
Yeah, it wasn't until I got my passport and they went Swindon on it. I was like, you fucking prick.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, strange. Definitely strange. So what else have you got planned for your day today? Or is it just chill? Yeah, fucking mouth stopped working then. You just chilling family-wise?
Yeah, well, I'm going to take the dogs out for a walk in a minute, and then I've got my sister coming around because she's in my bubble.
Can't beat a bubble.
Yeah, but she is what, I love her to death. She's like my best friend as well, but fuck, she's a character. And she's got no tattoos, and she's very indecisive, and she's just turned around to me the other day and was like, I want this tattoo. She's seen it on some show, and it's like a cuff, but it's like a pretty design. And I was like, I'm not fucking tattooing you, because I know in like a few weeks time I'm gonna have to handle the shit because you don't want it anymore, and it's a tattoo. So what I've done is I've bought a load of henna. So she's coming around, and I said, like, for the next few months I'll keep doing the design on you in henna, so you get used to it, and then if after a few months you still love it and want to get it done, then I'll tattoo on you. So she's coming around first. Yeah,
that's got to be a difficult thing, isn't it? Especially because obviously it's permanent. So she'd be like, well, you did that to me.
Oh,
that's your fault.
What? I remember, like, because I'd help her out with her hair sometimes and things like that, and I'd be brushing her hair, and she'd be going, fuck, why are you doing it so hard? And I'm like, I'm just brushing your hair. And she'd be like, like giving me so much grief. So I remember one time I turned the brush around so it was a flat side on her head, went like that, and she was like, I was like, you see? I've done hair extensions in her once, And she phones me up after I've been working in a bar 4 o'clock in the morning, crying that she hated them. So I had to go round there at 4 o'clock in the morning after working all night in a bar to take these hair extensions out. So like the thought of putting a permanent tattoo on her,
yeah,
is not appealing in any way. So I think we'll stick with henna for a while, and then see how she gets
I don't
on.
blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Are you close? Are you close with all your siblings then, or is it?
Yeah. I mean, they annoy the shit out of me, but yeah, but we all love each other.
Of course, yeah. Because me and my brother, we're like, we were both best men for each other. Our weddings and whatnot. We are basically the same person, apart from he's brown and I'm white.
Oh, okay.
Well, I say he's brown. He's very, very tanned. He should be like. We do debate whether he is actually the postman's or the Okie Kokie man in Malta or someone like that. We're not sure if we got the same dad. No, we do. We just tease. But yeah, we when we were growing up, we were in what is there? There's 4 years between us, but it was like there wasn't an age gap really. We had those obviously awkward years where I would have been like 4 and he would have been 8 and that sort of thing. We were still all right there, and then obviously when he became a teenager, we sort of drifted. But when I became sort of 16, 17, 18, back to being best mates again, it was brilliant. And like you said, with your sister, like being your best mate. I saw something the other day and it was like, you can't be good friends with your family. I was like, well, you can. Definitely can.
You can.
I was like, how is that? That's not true. I'm not having it. Like, we annoy the shit out of each other. Don't get me wrong. We've had some absolute proper Barneys. Like,
oh yeah,
extreme Barneys where he split my lip open before and broke my nose and all sorts
that's
like
like
that.
me and my younger brother.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it's always me that starts it because I'm the gobby one. I'm the I'll chops off to him and he'll go, look, I'm gonna lay you out in a minute. I'm like, yeah, go on in, thinking I'm Billy Big Bollocks, and then next thing I know, I'm like, blood pissed. Yeah, there's a good story of we went on our first, like, it was like a lad's holiday, just me and my brother. Like a lad's holiday, just me and my brother, and we went to Spain to visit my auntie, and I must have had the worst luck throughout the whole day. So we started off, we went to the beach, and we were messing about. We bought a skimboard, and I'm probably the most clumsy person you'd ever meet ever. So I've thrown the skimboard down. I've gone to jump on, but it's just literally shot out from underneath me. And I've done like a somersault, landed on my hip, got up like an old man, going, fucking hip. And he went, right, we'll chill out. We'll get in the sea, have a little chill out. So we're messing about in the sea, playing, I don't know, we're playing catch or something stupid. Next thing I know, I'm like, what the fuck was that? Look down, split my foot open on a rock. So my foot's
oh my god,
blood everywhere. And we're like, right, that's it. Let's get home, have a few tinnies, and we'll get out on it. I was like, yeah, sweet. So get out on it. Next thing, we're getting called into a bar by one of those reps. They're like, oh, you come in, have some shots on us, and it's like, oh, all right, cool. Get challenged to the punch bag machine, as we do, and the bloke basically rips us off, and we're like, oh, fucking hell, we lost another God knows how many euros. Next one, we're in the next bar. I go and do a shot, get the sambuca stuck to my hand, can't get it off. Managed to get it off, and I've got a blister that goes from my pinky to my thumb. So it was huge. I don't even know. I was like, fuck. And then, then a few more bevies later, properly off our tits, and Darren buys me this kebab, and I'm properly steamboat, like I can't even see straight, drunk. And for some reason, I don't even know where it came from, I was like, I hate Irish people. I don't even know where that came from. And he was like, what are you talking about? Your granddad's Irish. I'm like, whatever. Hate him. Don't even know where it came from. And he went, look, I've got your kebab, trying to look after me. And I go, I don't want your kebab. Throw it in his face. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor, lips split open, blood pissing everywhere. And then we get up and we're all right. It was like nothing happened. Walking around, singing and dancing. It's like that. I think that is when you know you've got a true friend as well as a brother. It's like I've had Barneys and all my mates, but it's when you can just sort of get over it. Like,
yeah.
I've never been one for holding grudges with anyone. Like I've had on the podcast itself, when I made a little mini documentary about going through my mental health issues, my book. So all these different things that I've done to try and better myself and basically get through all these mental blocks that I've got, to try and show other people that it's okay to have some sort of issue. It won't hold you back. But still, yeah. I get trolled. I get hateful comments. Like in my reviews of my books, I've had people slagging me off left, right, and centre, and it's like I don't even deserve that. That's not even.
No.
But like I said to my brother was like, "Mate, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Just don't read them." Like, oh, I can't not read them. For whatever reason, I'm like compelled to have a little look. But anyway, it's like I was saying, I don't hold a grudge on these people, because I'm not that type of person anymore. Like back in the olden days, I probably would never. But like now, it's like, that's your opinion. If you don't like it, don't read, don't watch, don't listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you get any of that sort of stuff with your artwork or your profiles or anything like that? Hopefully not.
Not too much. No,
That's good.
I don't give a shit, to be honest, either. Like, then
Brilliant.
I don't know these people, so I don't really care what their opinion is of me.
Yeah.
You know, I've got my friends, I've got my family, you know, they know me, they know I'll do anything for them. And I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes as well. I do a lot of charity work and things like that. I just don't make a big deal of it, because that's not why I'm doing it. So if somebody wants to judge me that doesn't even know me, then they've got issues.
I love that. It seems like that they're the issue with themselves.
Yeah.
These people that troll. It's like
they're not happy in their own life. They have to put that out onto other people. Yeah,
exactly. And it's like you just said, you do things for different charities, and you're not making a sing and dance about it. And I do the same. I'm doing a football match that's supposed to be happening in July, to aid with a company called Rock to Recovery and Mind
Rock
Soldiers.
to Recovery?
Yeah.
That's American, that charity, isn't it?
No. Well, there might be one. They're down there. They started as part of the Royal Marines charity.
Okay.
And I believe that they're into, obviously, rock, because on their logo they've got a guitar and what have you going up there.
Yeah, because I've got friends, musicians in America, that are part of Rock to Recovery, like Sonny Mayo and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a big collaboration, I believe, and they help with a lot of veterans, no matter what we call it a cat badge, but whatever regiment they've been in. And I was like, they're brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these charities, they're like, oh no, I'm not going to touch that. But yeah, that's one of them. And the other one is Mind Soldiers, which is started with I can't remember his surname now, but it's Rob. Oh, bollocks. I always do that. Rob. And the other one is Tommo Hussein, who is, obviously, you must have heard of him from The Business and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, they deal with mental health stuff. And it's like, I'm doing stuff for that. I'm doing other bits. I'm going to be starting a support group type network as well. It's like, you don't see the other things, and also you don't see what your hurtful comments are going to do to someone. Like if I wasn't in the place I am now, if I was where I was almost 2 years ago, when I first started the podcast, you trolling me like this is going to send me in a spiral. And we're having and especially in today's climate, we're having enough trouble with people with mental health issues as it is.
Yeah.
With the suicide rate and depression going up and all sorts.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And I like to stand by this sort of motto, mantra, whatever you want to call it, is just simply don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You've got people with the be kind. Yeah, that's good. Everybody should be kind anyway. But don't be a dick. Don't.
Yeah.
If you open up your laptop and you see something and you're like, I'm going to give a negative comment, just stop and think, don't be a dick.
Yeah. Who's it benefiting?
Yeah. It doesn't benefit anyone. It'll make you feel good for about 5 seconds, but then you've got all that toxic, negative shit that you've got putting onto other people. That's in your brain. And that's gonna bring you down at some point. And who are you going to call to? Or are you going to call on then?
Exactly.
Pricks. Well, that took a lovely tangent. That went from me getting punched by my brother to see. I love tangents. But yeah, I love Rock to Recovery. Going back to your point with the American stuff as well. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, dude, I'm going to take up too much more of your time because I think we're almost an hour in, and I find that if I spend too long in the shed, I get in trouble in the house. And I find and I also find that if you go on like I always use Joe Rogan as a sort of example. Like Joe Rogan does like 2.5, 3 hour long podcast. At some point, you're going to go, oh, I've got something else to do. And I don't want that. I don't want that. People to like be listening to the show and then going, oh, I'm fucking 3 hours in. I ain't going to listen to that one. And yeah, I've had a few where I've had the likes of Mason Jones on, who talks for Wales, and it's like, Jesus Christ, Mace, I've got to go, mate. But yeah, Sundays is podcast and family day, so I'm gonna spend a bit more time with the girls because I'm sure they're going to annoy me some more. And I hope you enjoy taking the dogs out.
Yeah,
and a bit more time with the boy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. No problem. Anytime.
Okay. Bye.
Cheers.